How does an agronomist become a nation's leader amid political upheaval? Today we dive into the journey of René Préval, Haiti's second prime minister, and the challenges he faced during a pivotal era.
So here we have René Préval, born January 17th, 1943 in Marmelade and passed March 3rd, 2017 in La Boule, both small towns in Port-au-Prince. His term was February 13th, 1991 to October 11th, 1991. After high school, he and his family moved to France, and then he began his formal studies in agronomy in Belgium and Italy. After university, he went into exile for 5 years in Brooklyn. He worked in a restaurant before returning to Haiti to work in agricultural development. In Haiti, he also owned a bakery and performed charity work. He was introduced to politics not only because his father was Haiti's former minister of agriculture, but because he donated to an orphanage owned by Salesian father Jean-Bertrand Aristide. After meeting Aristide, the rest was history.
After 3 years without a prime minister and 4 presidents later, Aristide appointed Préval as Haiti's second prime minister. He had promising qualities to help Haiti, but Aristide was overthrown by a coup, ending Préval's political career.
His background sort of had nothing to do with politics. In what ways do you think he was qualified for the role?
That he was helping others out. He was donating money to others that if they needed help. He was a philanthropist.
Yeah. He really knew what the local Haitian wanted. He worked in restaurants and
made his bakery.
Oh yeah, and he owned his bakery.
Lingerie.
Like he really knew what people actually really needed.
Also in Squid Games, once the players join the game, they are not allowed to go back home unless they win the games. That is an example of exile if anyone was wondering.
That's actually an excellent point. What were some of his goals for Haiti?
As an agronomist, he wanted to let farmers own the land that they worked on. Can you name some of Haiti's natural resources?
Sugarcane, cannabis, cocoa.
Yeah, coffee, avocado, mango, beans, something called vetiver.
I've seen vetiver on a soap that called it Haitian vetiver. I had never heard of vetiver oil before that.
It's used as an essential oil. Anyway, he wanted good relationships with other countries. He wanted a better economy. He wanted to stop the political violence, and he wanted better healthcare and education. He really just wanted safety and stability for Haiti.
He sounds like a peacemaker and not a peace hater. One of the ways he wanted a better economy was to privatize some of those companies that the state usually owns, like electricity, water, phone companies. Do you think companies like these should be owned by public companies that control the costs, or private companies that provide more options but may be better or worse?
Private companies. I think these companies should be owned by private companies because it could be better. Like, say if someone, like, there's options of blue, pink, and green for the choices that the government picked. And this girl says she doesn't like those options. She likes purple. And then she says she wants more options. So the government puts more options.
That's an excellent point. That's actually an excellent point. The government allowing these companies to be privatized would allow her to have more options. And yeah, there are ups and downs. Like maybe, the quality would go down, or maybe the quality would be better. There are ups and downs with public companies as well. We've got, there can be problems anywhere.
After about 8 months, his president was overthrown by a coup, which meant his term came to an end. That's crazy. And then he was exiled to DC for 3 years before returning to Haiti.
So René Préval was about that plant life. His focus was on farm workers and farmland. From that, you could tell he really cared about root issues like actually improving the economy, the political mood, healthcare, and education, which would help the individual Haitian. Do you think politicians without a political background can be qualified to serve in office? What are some professions or expertises that can be of great service to a community?
Also, guys, it's my mom's birthday.
Oh, that was so sweet, Ellis.